shack going crazy. Climbing the tower, hands getting shaky. Link below, you already know. Type that code in, then we go, then we go. Slow pulled up, heart so racing. One more run, we're all waiting. Hit that sharp screen, do it for the team. Lock it in, hear the whole squad sing. Create a code, 300. Throw it in, let the love hit. We winning, everyone know it. 300, yeah, we all run it. Spartan in the tower, we find it. Every drop, every win, we done it. Say it loud so the whole world hears it. Use the code 300. Use the code 300. New stream, roll call, screens glow blue. Same crew, same hall, clutch on the last floor. Voice getting rough, use that code, fam. Can't thank you enough. Stacking floors up, hearts so racing. One more run, we're all waiting. Hit that sharp screen, do it for the team. Lock it in, hear the whole squad scream. Create a code, 300. Throw it in, let the love hit. We winning, everyone know it. 300, yeah, we all run it. Spartan in the tower, we fund it. Every drop, every win, we done it. Say it loud so the whole world hears it. Use the code 300. Code 300. Code 300. 300. Code 300. Code 300. From the lobby to the last floor, same name that we ride for. 3 digits on the high score. 300, we want more. Create a code, 300. Drop it in, let the love hit. We winning, everyone know it. 300, yeah, we all run it. Spartan in the tower, we fund it. Every drop, every skin, we done it. Stay on the chat, let the whole feed hear it. Create a code, code 300. 300. Use the code 300. Still growing. 300. I can see the trees. You can't see me.
What's up, guys? My name is Spartan, and we are back with not another tournament stream. What do we do for the intro again? Anyway, we're going live. And yeah, we're doing some disco runs. Everybody keeps calling them disco. I still think disco is stupid, but I don't know. Whatever. The community wants it, so therefore that's what it's called, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that song I played at the intro, that I think, I don't know. I'll have to see what you guys think, but I think it might be the new outro song for my videos. I'm heavily considering making it the new outro song instead of the one that's like, use the code 300, you know? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I did put a poll up. Let's see what the results say. So out of 15 votes, 87% think that that was a banger, and 13% think that it was kind of lame. So I appreciate you, 13%, whoever was being honest. You're entitled to your wrong opinion. That's all I have to say. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, yeah, that was the new song. Yeah, last night from like 1 a.m. to like 2 or 3, I was working on it. So anyway, yeah, we're just doing it. We're having a disso party. So here's the thing. Let me just paint you a picture, all right? Here's the thing, right? They are called dissonant boosts. Dissonant, disson, disso, dis, not disco. Where's the C in this? Where is it? Where's the C? Why are they calling it disco? I think if anything should be called a disco run, it should be when you unlock all of the freaking bots and you get the synchronicity thing and they're all following the same path. I think that should be disco. That should be disco. Metabee, if you missed the new song, you can go back to the beginning and just rewatch that portion where I have the starting screen posted. Then anybody watching the VOD, you guys can see it there also. Well, I mean, duh, if you're watching the VOD, but yeah. I don't understand the disco thing. I really don't like it. I don't know. It is disso. Diss. It could just be called diss runs because you're dissing one of these 4 categories. It's like right now, I am friggin' dissing my attack workshop. I'm not discoing my attack workshop. It's just stupid, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm in the wrong here. The tower community speaks for itself, and they want it to be called disco. I don't know. So whatever. It's called disco, I guess. But anyway, guys, the video I posted a couple days ago, I gave some bad advice, and that's why I did not want to make V28 like Dissonant run. That's why I didn't want to just be the guy that posts a guide the day that something comes out, right? Because the information's going to be incorrect. So what I said in that video is basically I anticipated that the best thing to do would be to start... Here, let me actually exit this run and I'll show you. It would be to start by working on your utility first. Duh, because more coins, right? That is incorrect. That is the incorrect sentiment. What you want to do is you want to start with whichever category you are weakest at. So in my case, it would be my EHP. Because my EHP will basically buff up my damage runs, which will then buff up my utility runs. So you want to start with your weakest category. Mine is defense, and obviously I'm not even living up to my own expectations or my own words. But yeah, that is it. Start with your weakest category. If you're currently running EHP, start with attack first, and then do a little bit of ultimate weapon. That will beef up your damage for when you do your EHP dissonant runs. So that is the strategy. I still think it's totally within reason to go ahead if you intend on still farming. Like, go to whatever tier that you're farming in, do a utility run in that tier. The C in disco is from Echo. Yeah, but it's just stupid. It's stupid. It's so stupid. Dissonant Echo. Disco. It's dumb. It's a diss run because we're dissing a workshop stat. We're dissing our ultimate weapons, or we're dissing our coins. We're dissing something. It's the dishonest run. Yeah, that's good too. But or if you start tier 1, whichever you want, because you will 5k waves all of them anyway. Yeah. But the point is, for most people, right, the main strategy is going to be, especially if you have the labs. If you have the labs, this is even more important. But the main strategy is going to be to start off by buffing up your weakest link. I did a different kind of path. Well, I'm currently doing a different path. I'm currently running EHP. So you guys get to see Spartan do EHP. So I guess I can do like a clickbait video and be like, guys, I'm now swapping to EHP. Thank you, Josh Pickering, for subscribing. I really need the emotional support right now, guys. I wanted to be Glass Cannon, but I decided that EHP is actually optimal. So we are now EHP, everybody. Yeah, that's what's happening. All right, clickbait YouTube short is now completed, and we can go back to the normal video. Echo isn't part of the run. It's a dissonant run, not an Echo run. Yes, Metabee. Yes, that is why disco is stupid. Because the co part, the echo, you don't get that in the run that you're doing. You get that from all of the other runs that you've done. So it is dumb, and I stand by that. I stand by that. But anyway, guys, everybody's been asking me about the Disso. Everybody's been asking about a Dissonant run guide. And all I have to say is the video has been recorded. The video has been recorded, and it will be out hopefully sometime this week, depending on when my editor gets it back to me. But I wanted to take a few days. I wanted to talk to people. I wanted to do some experimenting of my own, kind of just get a feel for it, right? And obviously, the day that they came out, the very next day, they changed it, right? They brought, everything was at 5. They dropped coins down to 2 and then brought it back up to 3. So this is to be expected with major updates. So let me just start off by saying that. Whenever major updates drop, there's always stuff that breaks. There's always stuff that's too strong or not strong enough that needs a buff. Like we saw this in version 27 when the Guardians were released. When Fetch came out, Fetch was absolutely busted. It was completely broken. Like people were making so many coins with Fetch when it first came out. So they nerfed it. It's part of it, right? Hey, Squirrely Dans, thank you. Oh my god, $50? Bro.
At Squirrely_Dans super chatted $50. W.
Bro, you did not have to do that. You did not have to do that, but thank you so much. Thank you. $50. Yo, can we get some W's in the chat for Squirrely Dans? Thank you very much. But yeah, it's I'm EHP now. At least so long as I'm doing these disco runs, friggin' Dissonant runs. But yeah, so the video will be coming out hopefully towards the end of this week. Be aware, stuff may change. Stuff may change. So if anything does change within the Dissonant runs, I'll have to obviously update it, maybe make a YouTube short or just go live and talk to you guys about it. But the main thing right now is start. Like, I cover everything, right? I even cover, like, what perks you do want to take or don't want to take based on which type you're doing. The utility doesn't matter as much, but, like, the ultimate weapon, for example, you don't want to have ultimate weapon perks in your pick order because it's not going to do anything, right? But there are also some tips that I add in it. Like, if you are doing the ultimate weapon one, obviously the cores, none of them really work, with an exception of one. If you use Magnetic Hook, it will still launch inner landmines at the enemy, or at the bosses. Now, granted, they are only like level 1 base inner landmines, so they don't do a friggin' any damage, right? But they are crowd control. So, yeah, this is a pro tip, and I mentioned this in the guide as well coming up. But that guide will be coming out very shortly. I also talk about each category, the strengths and weaknesses. So like the strengths of doing an attack run, the weaknesses of doing an attack run. Obviously, we don't have any freaking attack speed, which means no knockbacks or anything. Not ideal. And then that determines what modules you would use. Ordinarily, I would not use death penalty. I would use, I originally had Shrink Ray until I realized, oh wait, I'm not doing any multi-shots, I'm not doing any bounce shots, so Shrink Ray does basically nothing. So instead, Death Penalty would be optimal for the attack category because you already don't have multi-shot or anything anyway. And this, the unique effect, has nothing to do with your projectiles, right? It has to do with any damage sources. So it could be Orbital Augment. If Orbital Augment hits an enemy, that it will proc Death Penalty. So yeah, just different tips like that will be found in that guide as soon as it comes out. So sorry guys, I wanted to take some time, basically get all of the information gathered so that I could make a good and proper guide. But that will be coming very, very soon. And when it does drop, I need you guys to do me a favor. I need this video to literally explode all over the Tower community. That will be what gets us to 10,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get there. We got to get there. We're oh my gosh, we're so close. Troller, formerly known as Givier. Oh my gosh, you changed your name so that I can stay monetized. Thank you. Oh man, I'm still mad about that. I've gotten a ton of DMs from people on Discord talking about ways that I can kind of complain about YouTube or complain to YouTube so that hopefully they can fix it, but it's fine. It's whatever. Question, does BotBot amplify FlameBot? And if so, is it only when BotBot is active, or is it like FlameBot that when an enemy is hit, the reduction remains? I believe it's only when it's active, right? So like right now you can see I have, hold on, let me slow down the game speed. Let me wait for my BotBot to go off. Let's just say hypothetically, my BotBot is here inside of my Amplify bot. Obviously my Amplify bot is almost permanent. My BotBot is not. The second that my BotBot goes away, my Amplify bonus from BotBot also goes away. So that's a good question. And I would assume that it also applies to all of the other bots as well. So I hope that that kind of answers the question. But yeah. What's up, Tags? Tags, dude, you need to go rewind. Anybody else that's just coming in, you guys all need to go rewind and listen to the first, like, 3 minutes of the video or the stream. I made a new song, and I think it's going to be the new outro song for my videos. It's really good. I don't know. It took me like 5.5 hours to work on last night at like 2 in the morning. Oh, man. Yes, it does. You can get up to 99.75% damage reduction with FlameBot and BotBot. Yup. But I guess there's apparently a bug right now with FlameBot. So I guess the damage mitigation is actually reversed. Oh, wait, I just realized I have my wrong setup in. Whoops. Okay, whatever, it's fine. But yeah. There's a bug where basically... Here, I can show you on Spartan Jr., actually. Yeah, so the damage reduction is currently, like, inversed. So, like, the lower your damage reduction is, actually, the higher it is. It's apparently a bug. I don't know. That's what I've heard. So, like, I was setting up my bots last night to run EHP on Big Spartan, and I was told to keep damage reduction all the way down because of the bug, I guess. So, yeah, that's kind of what's happening. Also, guys, there will unfortunately not be an event stream today. I have something to go to with my wife a little bit later on this evening, so we're going to... I don't know why I was so vague about that. We're going to a first-time homebuyers seminar that kind of like teaches, you know, young people trying to buy houses, like how the heck to do that, the process, yada yada. So we're going to go to that later on this evening. So it starts at 6 p.m. and the event rolls over at 7 p.m. So more than likely, I'm not going to be able to be home to cover the event. So yeah, unfortunately, there's not going to be an event stream today. I apologize, everybody. I hope it's a good event. Just know, if you still have stuff to do, like I have to do these stupid missions, just go ahead and knock them out, get them over with, and then we don't have to worry about it. And I was going to invite you to the discussion later. Yeah, Tags, I saw that. Depending on when it's going to be, because you're live streaming it, right, Tags? If you want, if you're still live, I could try to hop in later. But if that would ruin it, that's totally cool too. I don't care. Hi, Spartan. You inspired me to do a video in my language, but I will not compete with your channel. Awesome. Hey, it's no competition, right? Like, we're all just out here making some tower videos. So, like, if you want to make tower videos, freaking do it. I am in full support of that. And furthermore, if any of you guys do start making videos for the tower or even not the tower, we have a channel in the Discord server called Promote Your Stuff. You can basically share your links whenever you upload or go live or whatever it is. You can share your links in that channel. And we have a role that people have opted in for to basically receive pings for other creators. So it is at Creator Notify. So if you do at Creator Notify, then post your link, all of those people will be notified and see it. No guarantee that they'll obviously check it out. If you're playing some game that they don't care about or whatever, they may not come, but some may. But yeah, I'm in full support of people doing content creation. It's awesome. Hey Spartan, good to see you again. Yeah, right. Taking action is the hardest part. You can do it. Yeah, that's actually really true, Tags. But like, biggest advice I can say is just don't overthink it. Just if you're playing on an emulator, if you're playing on your phone, doesn't matter. Just find some way to record. Just talk about what you're doing. Like, what's up, guys? Well, no, you can't use that. That's my intro, but, pick your own intro. And then, yeah. But you get the picture. Just start recording. Post something. And the big key is try to stay as consistent as you can. Obviously, everyone has different lifestyles. Everybody has different stuff going on in their actual lives. So, but yeah, do the best that you can. But don't take my word for it. Hey, what's up, Wumpus? Welcome into the stream. We are attempting to do some disso runs. Everybody keeps calling it disco, but disco sucks. I'm not a fan of disco. It's so dumb. Yo, Spartan, how many times do people talk about it instead of doing it? A bad video is better than no video. My first video was cringe on the tower. It happens. Yeah, but you know what, Tags? Your first video for the tower ended up turning into a meme for... And now, like, that meme is just stuck, And people know you by that. It's funny, and yeah. Has Tech Tree confirmed when they are dropping the rerun Relic Shop? I would be willing to bet it will probably be tonight. And by tonight, I mean in 3.5 hours when the event rolls over. If I had to guess, I would probably say that will be the case. We'll see. Remember, new YouTubers, it's Wormhole Regenerator. Exactly. Cody knows. Yeah, I mean, a lot of my earlier videos were super cringe and bad quality. I recorded them on my phone in my truck outside because I was too insecure to let my wife hear me talking on YouTube. That's how bad it was, right? But yeah, you got to start somewhere, but the key is you got to start. The only person holding you back from doing it is you at the end of the day. And I mean, I don't want to be like motivational speaker, but I guess I will for a little bit. That applies to every single aspect of your life. If you see an attractive person and you want to go up and talk to them, the only person keeping you from doing that is you. If you, if you're trying to better yourself financially, you feel like you're maybe in like a dead-end job. That was me, dude. I had like literally no money in my bank account. I had just gotten married. I was literally broke, had just gotten out of the military, so lost that income. I had basically nothing. And yeah. The person in control of my situation is me at the end of the day. If I don't take actionable steps to change my situation or better myself, then that's on me. Like going to the gym, eating right, getting enough sleep. I'm really struggling with that one right now. I've been staying up till like 3 every single day. Spartan, why do you think I stream at like 11 p.m.? Yeah, dude. When I first started making tower videos, I was doing 2 jobs. I was an electrician apprentice, and I also was doing like lawn care on the side. So I would basically, I would do my first job from 6 in the morning to 3, then do my side hustle lawn care stuff from like 4 to sometimes as late as 8 o'clock. Then I would come home, kiss the wife, kiss the daughter, send them to bed, and then record a video, It's a grind. It's a grind. Also, new YouTubers, make sure that there's a mic in the bathroom to pick up your breaks. Top tier content. Oh boy. Yep. Ugh. Or if you're if you're like where you're recording or streaming is close enough to a bathroom, just make sure that you have a way to mute your mic. Oh boy. At last, you know what you're doing. Spartan, what were the top 2 or 3 things that you primarily focused on while transitioning to glass cannon? Ooh. Oh yeah, I forgot we're supposed to be doing a tower Q&A. My bad, guys. So, number one is going to come down to econ. And I know that that's going to sound like, you know, kind of like a cop-out answer, but it's so true. Because the whole process of transitioning to glass cannon, right? You work really hard throughout the early game building up your EHP foundation, and then you start implementing damage. Once you start implementing damage, you quickly run out of coins. So, in order to progress quicker and get you to glass cannon quicker, you have to find ways to buff up your econ. For me, that looked like every single click I can, do a click into coin enhancements. Also, module labs. Module labs are a cheat code, and it stacks over time. So if your module labs are not done, get them done. That will be a big bottleneck for you in the glass cannon transition process as well. And that was something I was very late to the party on, so I'm speaking from experience on that one. Yeah. The big thing that you focus on as you're trying to transition is also, yeah, so in alignment with econ, trying to set yourself up with ultimate weapons, basically. So, strive to try to eventually get things like permanent black hole, permanent chrono loop, or not chrono loop, well, that's good too, but chrono field, permanent chrono field. Absolutely amazing for glass cannon. Slowly work on building up your chain lightning, continuing to get it really, really strong. All of these things go together, and you do it all at the same time over the span of, you know, depending on how much you spend, it could be months. Yo, Max, thank you, dude.
At Max_Talbot super chatted $49.99. I would love to see a video where you go over a build for each Dissonance run. Utility run equals these cards, these mods, these perks/bans. Damage run equals these cards, these mods, these perks/band. Rinse and repeat.
All right, who wants to tell him, guys? Who wants to tell Max? I don't know if you were here towards the start of the stream, but I have recorded a guide for Dissonant runs. It is currently being sent to my editor right now, and it should, hopefully, my goal is to be able to get it out by the end of this week, so maybe Friday of this week. That is my goal. Obviously no promises, but that is my goal. And in that video, I do cover all of that exact stuff. But I don't only cover how to do each run, I also cover the order that you should do each run. So that is very important too, because initially I was incorrect. I thought, yeah, we should just start with utility. We should do as many utility runs as humanly possible. Because coins, which, you know, it makes sense if you think about it, but by doing other categories first, you will actually beef up your econ runs when you go back and do them. So, yeah, right now what I'm currently doing is beefing up my other stats first. I'm doing all of the attack and ultimate weapon ones that I can get to 5,000 waves. I'm going to do all of that first. And then I'm probably going to beef up my farming tier for tier 18, get that a little bit higher because right now I'm not satisfied with that multiplier. After that, I'll do some farming, and then my new Dissonant runs will be basically defense. I'll start the defense tree, which is my weakest link. Doing the defense tree, trying to get my defensive stuff a lot better so that I can hit 5,000 waves in all of this stuff for these runs. Because right now, I couldn't quite get tier 16 5,000 waves. And same thing, I bottlenecked at tier 15 for ultimate weapons. So by doing the EHP stuff, that will help me complete more of these, which will then help me complete more of these for the utility. But yeah, all of that is covered in the guide, so don't worry. It was like, I think it was like a 50-minute total recording time. So a lot of that is me sitting there thinking about how I want to say certain things. So my editor's going to have a great time with that one. But if you're watching this, I'm sorry in ahead of time. But yeah, that video should be coming out very, very soon. Like hopefully by the end of this week. And obviously, just like anything else that I produce, if you have questions or anything, feel free to drop a comment. I'm trying to get to as many as I possibly can, but it is getting exceedingly more difficult the more that the channel does grow. Hey Spartan, I'm a low spender. How else can I help my EHP farming besides 5 months of wall regen? Oh boy. EHP questions. Ugh. So, honestly, I think trying to implement hybrid is going to become exceedingly more important. The meta up to this point has been early game EHP until you're about tier 12. Tier 11, tier 12, then go hybrid for tiers 12 and 13. Then go glass cannon basically 13, 14, and beyond. That's been the long-standing meta. But I do think it is now going to kind of change. So like new accounts, you're going to get a lot more value by focusing not just EHP. You want to be mostly EHP, but you do want to implement quite a bit of damage as well so that you can progress quicker with your EHP. Get through tiers a lot quicker. But I modernized the I Am a Spartan track. Okay. Yeah, and I don't know. It's really tricky because the EHP people, like I don't want to be that guy, but they kind of got shafted a little bit with Dissonant runs in particular because all it gives you is HP. It doesn't give you health regen. So like I have so much HP, but as soon as my wall dies, my regen cannot keep up unless I invest in some of these like health regen masteries. So like I could get health regen, I could get second wind, but obviously it's not really going to benefit me for where I'm at. But it makes sense the way that they did it. They did it based on the modules, right? So the armor modules, they don't give you health regen, they give you health. So yeah. So basically get max rounds with what your build excels at to help beef up your other categories. Yeah, so I think in the actual guide, I sort of say the opposite of what I'm personally doing, but what I'm personally doing is a little bit different. It depends on where your tower is at in the game as well. If you're at a really later stage, like kind of I am, you can afford to not just go into your weakest link. And like I will get a lot more immediate return by focusing on the strength of my tower, so damage and ultimate weapons. That will help me in the short term a lot better. In the long term, for most, like especially newer players, it'll be a lot better to focus on whatever your weakest link is, which for most people will probably be either attack or ultimate weapons. Beef up those in as many tiers as you can get 5 times multiplier, and then beef up your defensive stuff so that you can get more health and ideally progress through the tiers a lot quicker. Same kind of thing for the utility, but the utility, now that it's a 3 times boost instead of a 5, it's still important, but it's mostly important for the tier that you're actually farming versus getting the smaller echo boost for a bunch of tiers, right? I don't know if that makes sense or not. Is it worth making the Terra Truga build? I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what that is. Or should I go straight for HP? I mean, yeah, I have no idea what that first thing that you typed it was, or is. Do you think that Primordial Collapse is now fundamental in order to do attack and ultimate weapon Disso runs? So attack, absolutely. Attack, absolutely, definitely. For the ultimate weapon, there is only one core that actually helps you. This will do nothing because you don't have Black Hole. Black Hole doesn't go off. So this will do literally nothing for you. For the ultimate weapon specifically, what you want to do is you want to do Magnetic Hook. It sounds crazy, but hear me out. If you have Landmine Stun Lab completed, you want to do Magnetic Hook because it will still, the unique effect will still shoot inner landmines out. This is the only module, as far as I've seen, that actually the unique effect does something, right? Because you're not going to get this. You're not going to get, I don't think Ohm Chip even does anything. But Magnetic Hook is kind of the cheat code. Oh, Turtle. Yeah, I don't know. People have been saying to do Turtle. I don't know why, because Turtle is Defense Absolute and Thorns. Defense Absolute carries you until tier 3, but beyond that, it's not going to do freaking anything unless you've literally gone all in on Defense Absolute. And even then, it's probably only going to carry you maybe to tier 8 or 9. I don't know. Does Space Displacer also work for Ultimate Weapon Dis runs? Yes, Space Displacer also works. That is also a cheat code. So the main thing with the Ultimate Weapon category, and I do mention this as like the main weakness of that category, is you don't have crowd control. So you can't rely on your Perma Black Hole. You can't rely on your Chrono Field. You can't rely on Poison Swamp Stun, etc. So you have to get your crowd control from other sources. A big thing is Space Displacer. Space Displacer, and for the bosses, your Magnetic Hook. It'll buy you a little bit of time. Hey Spartan, there is the Disco Meta is here video on your that came out 23 hours ago. Is that one to follow, or is there a new one coming out? That one mainly is speculative, right? It's mostly speculative because although the video came out 23 hours ago, it was recorded probably 72 hours ago. So like the day of or the day after V28 dropped. So that one's mostly speculative. The guide is, I literally recorded it before I went live. So a lot more information has come out about these. A lot more testing, a lot more, hey, this works, hey, this doesn't work, etc. So there's a couple things in that video that I do say that is incorrect, like you should start with your coin bonuses first. At the time, that was relevant because 5 times coin multiplier, but that's not the case any longer. So just keep that in mind. It's mostly like a TLDR of, hey, this is V28, this is all the stuff that V28 has. But I do spend quite a bit of time talking about the Dissonant runs. Are shop relics tonight or in 27 hours? I would suspect tonight, but we can go ahead and check really quickly the patch notes, because we got patch notes, I believe. Not patch notes, but you know what I'm saying, developer announcements. All right, here we go. Okay, so here we go. This is the Tower T for April 13th. This is 3 messages. TLDR at the top. Oh, wait. There's more? No. Okay. TLDR at the top, but if you want the details, read them all. Hi, pals. Welcome back to the Tower T, or Tower T. Yo, J-Dog.
Dog Storms 8196 super chatted $5. Hey Spartan. Just bought 2 stone packs recently. Bought Intro Sprint Mastery. Hopefully that wasn't a bad choice. First card at or CF.
Awesome. Thank you, J-Dog, for the donation. I think, yeah. So I think given version 28, given the Dissonant runs, Intro Sprint Mastery might be bumped up to like borderline S tier in terms of value. It's already probably, if you had to put it on a tier list, it's probably like an A tier list mastery right now, or prior to V28, but I think V28 may have brought it up to S tier just for the amount of time that you get to save once you max it out. Like, for this run, right, I'm 3,000 waves in, and I've been going for an hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half. That would not be the case. Yeah, so for reference, Spartan Jr., I'll just put both of these on the screen together so you can see. Yeah, so double the amount of time, pretty much. Over double the amount of time for almost 800 less waves. So that is the power of Intro Sprint Mastery. You save so much time, and especially for doing these Dissonant runs, absolutely S tier. It's so good. It's also a cheat code for tournaments so that you can do tournament runs a lot quicker. But yeah, I think that's definitely a good call. Anyway, let's continue on with the patch notes here. Okay, this week we have a bit to cover. V28 is out in the wild, that's for sure. You've had a few days to poke at it, and I've been reading everything you've had to say. Good, bad, and the very, very, very bad. People are so mean. You guys need to be nice. If I find out any of you guys were in Tower Talks being mean and just dropping slurs and being mean in main tower Discord, you're gonna get banned from my server, because we don't tolerate that. We're trying to be positive. We're trying to have a good community, and people did not. So sure, the devs screwed up. The whole drop of V28 was definitely terrible. That being said, we handled it equally terribly by flaming them, by dropping slurs and all of this stuff, right? Unacceptable. The tower community is absolutely incredible.
Dog Storms 8196 super chatted $2. How many stones to have a viable chrono field?
Ooh, okay, good question. Let me pull up the stone calculator and we can do the math real quick, because I'm not entirely sure. So you start off with duration at 5 seconds. So to get 30 seconds of... Okay, hold on. Let me actually switch the stream to this really quickly. Ah, what the crap? Why did that do that? Oh no, this is scuffed. This is super scuffed. Why is this not doing this? Is that it? Why is it doing this? Okay, whatever. I can't show you, but... So to get to level 25 for the duration, which puts you at 30 seconds, remember the Chronofield lab for duration also has 30 seconds. So the goal is to get 100% uptime. That will cost you 2,825 stones, just to get the duration. To get the cooldown to permanent, you need to fully max the cooldown. That is 1,506 stones. So that puts you over 4,000 right now, I think, right? Like 4,200-ish. And to max the slow, which is arguably the most important part, but, well, no, permanent uptime is definitely the most important, but the slow just makes it that much more valuable. That will cost you 2,900 stones to fully max. Yes. So we're looking at like basically around 6,000, I think, total. If you want to fully max slow and cooldown. You don't necessarily need to max the cooldown. You could drop a couple seconds off of that, or a couple clicks off of that, and just use G-Comp. Same thing with the duration. But the slow is going to be really, really valuable. So you definitely don't want to skimp out on that. Anyway, let's go back to these patch notes and just read this real quick. Okay. Yeah. We've got some updates on what the team is working on and a few things I can finally share. Grab your drink. Okay, here we go. Here's a rundown. EHP players. We are investigating unintentional impacts on EHP after V28 and are re-examining its current balance. Continue to tag Sam if in bugs. Okay. New cost bot plus unlocks. Wait, no cost bot plus unlocks? What is this? A tiny number of players got bot plus for no cost via a bug. It's being corrected, and if it didn't impact you, nothing changes. Oh, that would be nice. I wish I could get free bot plus. Let's see, Relic Store. Here we go. Relic Store is almost here. Resets weekly. 4 relics, 2 rare relics for a total of 1,200 gems, and then 2 epics for a total of 2,400 gems. I still don't really like the price. That's what, 3,600 total? That's a lot. Per week? Per week, that's a ton. That's like all of the gems people can get in a week. And that's if they're clicking like every gem. Anyway, new event. New events don't have dedicated metal relics yet, but that's coming. Yo, thank you. Thank you, Shened, for subscribing. Thank you very much. Next update, one later this week, and one more substantial in about 4 weeks out, focused on polishes and fixes. On the horizon, more quality of life, dual runs. Hold on. Dual runs. What does this mean? Does dual runs mean I could do 2 Dissonant runs at the same time? So I could do attack and ultimate weapon and shorter tournaments. Okay. V28 status. First thing first, thank you for all the feedback since V28 launched. I've been in the threads, the comments, the Discord channels, and I've been responding to what I can see. Or to what I can, sorry. And reading all of it. It makes me genuinely happy to see you engage with Dissonant runs and our expansion of the bots feature. Before we get into everything, I want to address the question that came up in the community. How will Tech Tree Games improve their processes moving forward to prevent changes? Hold on, I need to quickly pause the music so that I can think. Let's see. How will Tech Tree Games improve their processes moving forward to prevent changes after each release? That's a fair thing to call out, and I understand why it's frustrating. We have spent time and resources to provide a cleaner release, but no release is going to be perfect. Yeah, this is exactly what I said when everything went bad. I said, yeah, like it's a brand new major update. You're always going to see bugs during those updates. So let's see. That being said, patching things is normal isn't a satisfying answer when what's being adjusted feels like it directly affects your progression, and I get that. I get that too. Yeah. I mean, this is like the Fetch chip part 2. The Fetch Guardian, when it came out, it was so overpowered. It was completely broken. Yeah, just completely broken. Sorry, I'm checking YouTube chat real quick. There we go. Yeah, when Fetch came out, it was absolutely busted, right? They had to nerf it. And when they nerfed it, they got a lot of hate for that too. I think the biggest difference was they nerfed it, like they didn't do what they did this time, which was a forced update. I think that the forced update was honestly one of the worst ways that it could have been handled, in my opinion. Because, you know, if you mess up, that's fine, but just wait till the next patch and then fix it. Like, that's what they did with Fetch, and the community response was much better overall. People were still upset about it, but it was like, okay, I mean, whatever. We'll still get to, like, benefit from this for a period of time, you know? But anyway, let's see. Let's continue. Where was I? Yeah. We're always working to improve our process, and our goal is simple. Deliver a gameplay experience worth being excited about. That means thoughtful features, meaningful balance changes, that benefit players, and fast turnarounds on high-impact bugs. When something comes up, we'll tell you why it happened and what we're doing about it, and make it right. We appreciate the feedback that we have received during this release. We look forward to working hard towards new features, future improvements, and putting meaningful effort towards fulfilling community requests, and not waiting as long for the next major update. Okay, now let's get into the rest of it. Yeah, I like this part, fulfilling community requests. So guys, I need you guys to spam all over the main tower server. Just ask, how come Spartan doesn't yet have a Spartan tower skin? I want a Spartan tower skin. I want it so badly. That's all I want in this game. If they give me a Spartan tower skin, I will be happy. I will be very, very happy. All right. So let's see. A note for our EHP players. Okay, we can just skip over that. No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. All right, let's read it. We have heard the feedback about Primordial Collapse and are investigating. As part of V28, we reworked how damage reduction works in the code for two main reasons. First, to enable the damage reduction stats. That makes sense. And second, to centralize all of the logic, both for consistency and better code practices. So they're just trying to make it, I guess, more... They're trying to simplify it for the coding end, which makes sense. Because if they simplify it, there's less margin for bugs, and it'll just overall be better and more consistent, I think. We didn't intend to touch EHP balance as part of this. However, two things are true. Flamebot has a bugged damage reduction. Yep, that's what I was talking about earlier. Fixed for the update that is coming soon. Very good. Players feel confident that Primordial Collapse damage reduction has been nerfed. So those are the two sticking points, I guess. Second point could have been true if the behavior was bugged previously, but all of our testing and code review shows that the current behavior is giving the exact reduction expected. That being said, we are continuing to investigate. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I don't want to be that guy, but whenever Primordial Collapse first came out, it actually was bugged, and it gave way more damage reduction than it was supposed to. They had since fixed that and brought it down to the values that it reads in the game. So I think what these people are complaining about here is they're basically complaining about their Primordial Collapse still just being bugged. If I had to guess, I think that's probably it. Let's see. We are continuing to re-examine EHP balance as a result of this happening. In the meantime, if you're an EHP player who has noticed changes, specific details are really helpful. What tier, what build, and when you first noticed it, drop it in the bug channel and tag me. Very cool, very cool. Let's see. Whoops, I scrolled up too high. No cost bot plus upgrades. Yeah, we already saw this one. Apparently people were just able to get bot plus for metals, I guess, instead of stones, which is really crazy. Like, must be nice. I wonder if they're going to reverse all of those people's accounts or not, because like people that already got all 5 of them just completely free without stones, that is 6,000 plus stones. That is a lot. Anyway, let's see. This was not as widespread of an issue as some posts within our community suggested it was. Okay, cool. We are currently taking action on affected accounts. Oh, the bot plus upgrades will revert back to a locked state, and any spent metals will be refunded to the player's account. Okay, that's good. So any metals that these people spent on the bot plus they're not going to be lost. They're going to be refunded. Very cool, very cool. Additionally, we will ensure that when Bot Plus is locked for affected users, they will not also earn its original cost in stones. Okay. Sounds good to me. Let's continue. If you aren't part of that small group, nothing will change for you. And if you were, you'll see the correction you'll see the correction come through. Thank you for your patience on this one. Relic store, we already kind of covered this. Relics featured here will be ones from... Yeah, okay. We already covered all of this. Is there more? One more thing worth noting, the shop has the same for everyone, so it doesn't check what you already own. So if you own a relic and it shows up already, it'll just appear as owned. No surprises there. Yep, that's already kind of the way that it's been, which is totally fine. Regarding metal relics... Metal relics. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm stupid. That means the vast majority of metals... I don't think any of this is important. With that in mind, new events typically have 0 relics that cost metals. The plan is to add 2 dedicated metal-only relics for new events going forward, so that experience is consistent across the board. Okay. We're not there yet, but it's coming. Thank you for being patient with us while we get this all sorted out. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Guys, can I just pause for a second and talk about something here? Frickin' Sam, man. I think hiring Sam, I mean, quite frankly, hiring a community manager in general, like without saying anything else, like that was a W move. That was a W move. And I think, I don't know about you guys, I feel like Sam's done a really great job with just keeping all of us informed on what's going on, even in like high stress situations like everything that happened when the major update dropped. But like, yeah, W's in the chat for Sam. I think that they've done a really great job so far. Let's continue. So we've got coming soon, update, next update. We already have another build in the works we're aiming for later on this week. And another larger update in about 4 weeks out. Why do I feel like I'm basically rereading a lot of this? No major feature surprises. This one is focused on polish, fixes, and stability. We'll let you know as soon as we have something more concrete to share. On the horizon, I know a lot of you have things on your wish list that didn't make it into V28. Spartan Tower Helmet, yeah. And Smart Missile buff. Yeah, and module system rework. Yeah. It's okay, though. Let's continue. And the team has been actively working through them. Between September 2025 and now, we shipped over 20 updates and fixes, from lab overhauls to cloud save improvements to quality of life changes. We hear that it didn't always feel like enough. And that feedback genuinely helps us communicate better. Have a look at some of what's going on the horizon. So this is that dual runs thing right here. Let's see what this means. We mentioned this back in November, and we're a little quiet on it. Here's some info. We have done fundamental work on this feature, such as adding in the pause menu improvements. Dual runs require a lot more work to function in the way that we want. For example, we want to make sure that players can easily change between presets for tournament and tier runs. This is on our radar. That would be nice. If we get some kind of like, we could have an entire account preset for tournaments. So instead of me having to change 25 different things to do a freaking Legends tournament, I could just click one preset and then instantly have everything there. Let's see, tournament length. We're with you on this one. Tournaments should be something you can knock out without rearranging your entire day. Yep. And we're not fully there yet. Adjustments are coming, and keeping tournaments short and healthy is something we care about just as much as you do. Stay tuned. Yeah, so whenever I did my interview with Sam, I talked to them about basically like their tower, right? And the tournaments, everything. And like Sam actually actively plays. So like it's pretty cool. I'm not sure if all of the devs actively play or not, but it is kind of cool when developers actively are playing the game that they're developing and whatnot. Because like, I mean, the developers of like League of Legends, I guarantee you they don't play League of Legends or Call of Duty, right? You know, all these huge games, right? But these guys actually, most of them, I'm pretty sure, play the game. So they're struggling right along with us. Anyway, little side note there. Quality of life fixes coming soon. This is always ongoing. Keep the bug reports coming. They genuinely do help. Stability, expect improvements to continue. Very cool. That's a wrap for this week. All right, pals, that's a lot for 1T, and I appreciate you reading all the way down here. I know V28 had a bumpy start in a few spots. That's putting it lightly. And I meant what I said at the top. We are on it, and we'll keep being transparent when things need adjusting. That's not going to change. Very good. So seemingly the intent is there. The intent is definitely there. What I can tell you guys is that the team is heads down. The roadmap is real, and there are some things coming that I am genuinely, embarrassingly excited about, like the Spartan Tower skin. I'm just kidding. I just added that part in there. As always, drop your questions, bug reports, and wall names down below. I'll be in the threads, yada, yada, yada. Love you, Defenders. Sam. W in the chat for Sam. Freaking awesome. Okay. Oh, okay. Guys, that was more reading than that was way more reading than I could withstand. Oh, boy. Yeah, tags. I don't know if you noticed. My last tournament stream, I got 2 1500 waves. I did not exceed it. So the second overheat mechanics came in, I just instantly died. I still got rank 3 or 4 or whatever it was, but oh boy. Okay, sorry guys, I am back in the YouTube now so I can read what you guys are saying. My mistake. Relics cost way too much. I thought it would be a total for both, not each. Yeah, the relic cost is definitely expensive, and it's gonna sort of change. You're gonna have to be more strategic about it, right? Like, what will benefit my account more? Modules, cards, card slots, gem rushing, or now relics? So it's gonna be a little bit interesting. Would this stream last until the new event update? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. I have a thing that I'm going to later on this evening. So that's why I decided to go live earlier instead, because I will not be able to cover the new event. But as always, be sure beforehand to try to complete as many missions as you possibly can. I've got a couple like this one here. The Reach Wave 20 without any cards equipped on tier 13 or above. This is free medals, but a lot of people forget to do them because they just forget to do them. So be sure to do that. Hopefully you have saved medals up for the rollover so that you can instantly buy some of this stuff, right? Which actually, I'm going to buy some stones before it's too late. Just one click, because Spartan Jr. is free to play. So are you going to stream on Twitch? Nah, I'm not going to stream on Twitch today. If I do, it'll be like way, way later this evening. Spartan, I noticed something. If you're struggling with utility runs, you can take out your enemy balance and summon chip, and you should do a little bit better. Yeah, so enemy balance, for example, it doesn't actually help you at all for utility runs, because you're not getting the cash. All that you're getting from running enemy balance or summon is additional enemies. So yeah, definitely. And I would even say probably a good idea to remove both of those for any of the Dissonant runs that you do. But speaking of Dissonant runs, those of you that were not here at the start of the stream, the guide has been recorded. That's all I'm going to say. The guide has been recorded. And hopefully my tentative goal, don't hold me to this, but my tentative goal is going to be to have it released by the end of this week. So Friday or Saturday this week is going to be my goal. What's next? Module dissonance? I know, right? Oh boy. Honestly, I'd be down for that. I don't know about you, Tags. I'd be down for that. Dissonant runs are long. Currently getting through utility ones. 5,000 waves on tier 12. Or 12 tiers is crazy. Yeah, I know. But hey, this is intended, like if they made it 3,000 waves or something like that, it would just be like taking candy from a baby, right? It would be too easy. So it makes sense because these are supposed to be sort of an investment, right? You spend a couple weeks going hard on your Dissonant runs with the expectation that it will buff your account when you do go back to farming, when you go back to milestone pushes, etc. So think of it more of as an investment Like, instead of thinking of it as a hindrance. That would be my suggestion. As is the one that cuts enemy HP in half. Yep, the perk. So I'm an EHP player, don't shame me. No shame here, play the game the way that you want to play it. Playing a blender form style on tier 11, I got 9,000 max waves in it. Very nice, very nice. Now I only get to about 8,300 until... it might be. It might be. Yeah, it could be the bugs. I don't know. Yes, a glass cannon perks help when doing the defense dis. Enemy speed. Yeah, enemy 50% health, etc. Yep. Golden boy. Everything is farming progress instead of farming coins for power, you are investing on farming power. Exactly. That's a perfect way to put it. Yeah. That is exactly right. Initially, I said it might be better to do... Like, this mostly applies, again, if you have Intro Sprint Mastery maxed. Because if you do, you can get through all of these Dissonant runs within, you know, a week or two period. If you don't, it'll probably take you up to a month to complete all of them, right? Which is just, that's a lot. So, if you're not quite there, it may actually be better overall to do a farming run and then do 2 or 3 Dissonant runs, and then just kind of follow that pattern until you get, you know, in a way better spot. I guess that would be the more balanced approach, but I'm kind of taking a calculated gamble that if I go all in on Dissonant runs right now, I'm gonna get some massive benefit out of it. Disco runs is like investing in a 401k. If you invest now, it'll pay off later. Word. This is not financial advice, but word. Anything on lab history bug? Love if they would fix that. I think that they did fix that. Are you talking about the one where whenever you enter the history, it just like automatically goes all the way down to the bottom? Because I'm pretty sure that they did fix that. If I click on my lab history, it's going to take 2.5 years to load. Well, I say that, but mine went all the way down to the bottom. So, okay, clearly the bug is still here. And it also clearly does not have all of my data. Because I don't have anything prior to health at level 30. If you don't have Intro Sprint Mastery, you're most likely not at the point where you can do 5k enough runs to fill a whole month. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But yeah, the guide is coming out very, very soon for the Dissonant run, so stay tuned for that. I'd really appreciate it if you guys, when it does come out, if you would just share the ever-loving crap out of it. Share it around in like the main tower server especially. Let's try to get some new people into the channel and into our community. Hi Spartan, what would you prioritize in labs? ASMOD labs or Echo labs? Thanks to the coin boost, I can finally afford them. Good question. So that will depend pretty heavily on where you're at. Like, for example, I recently on my assist, I was able to get my percentage high enough to get a second Deathwave quantity on my Primordial Collapse, because this is what I usually use to farm. If you're in a situation like that where you're a few percentages off, maybe you could continue that until it's you reach whatever goal that you have. The Dissonant run boosts are going to be super, super good though. But you could also do a little bit of both, right? You could start with like 2 labs doing Dissonant, and then 2 labs doing other stuff, right? So you don't necessarily need to do like all 4 Dissonant ones. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Spartan, how can you bring new people to this crap show? The first thing they will see, they cannot play the game free to play. Well, I didn't mean new people as in like brand new to the game. I mean, obviously brand new players are always welcome. I was mainly just referring to like, you know, people in the main tower Discord server that maybe they're like in platinum or, you know, champions or even gold. Just bring them on over. That's what I'm referring to. I don't think this is a crap show. I really disagree with that. Like, yeah, they screwed up the first part of the update. Guess what? They do that. Game developers do that. They make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But is it really a crap show? Because I'm under the impression I'm still getting... My coin multiplier has over doubled. Even after the quote-unquote nerf, which was really just rebalancing to what it was initially supposed to be. So I don't think it's a crap show. I don't know. That's my opinion on it. And people have called me a sellout to Tech Tree, but that's like actually genuinely my opinion on it. Like, yeah, they screwed up one thing, but guess what? I'm still making more coins. I'm still getting more coins. So I'm not crying. I am happy. Wait, Spartan, so the disco runs I do in tiers 1 through 7 help me with tier 7 coin bonus? Yes. Yes, they do. That is how the echo boost works. And it doesn't matter if you have the tier 17 milestone completed. It doesn't matter because you still get that boost. You get a percentage of it regardless. So even brand new players, as long as you have Dissonant runs unlocked, right? So you get those at tier 4. Once you get those unlocked, you will automatically be opted into the 0.5% echo boost, which means your boost, if I'm farming tier 7 and I've completed a small amount of echo boosts for tiers 1 through, or, you know, I've done Dissonant runs for tiers 1 through 6, all of those boosts will apply 0.5% to the tier that I'm currently doing. In this case, you said tier 7. So yes, that is exactly how it works. That's a good question, though. And again, all of that is covered in the Dissonant run guide that will be coming out hopefully towards the end of this week. So stay tuned for that. I got to go from the chat. We'll be listening on my way to work. Enjoy the stream. All right, MT Fresh. We'll catch you later. D-Knowles, what's up, dude? Sounded to me like they didn't have a sit down and got everyone on the same message before the patch launch. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of speculation, but guess what? That was 3-4 days ago. Like, the world continues to spin. And yeah, like, even if it was initially released at a 2x multiplier, we would have not known any different. But because it was allegedly supposed to be released as a 2x multiplier, but it ended up being released as a 5x instead, we complained about it and ended up getting a 3x boost. So regardless, we end up at a net positive. That is really, really good. And they did not have to do that. They didn't have to do that. They could have just dropped it down to the 2 like it was initially supposed to be. And then we would have just, you know, moved on. We would have got more coins regardless and just moved on. But they went one step farther and brought it up to 3x for us to acknowledge their mistake. But people aren't giving them credit. It's made only for big spenders. Yeah, I mean, you got to think they're a business, right? Like, at the end of the day, this game does not exist unless people spend money on it. That's the way that this works. And that's the case for any game, any of these like mobile games, right? The developers don't have a game to give us unless people spend money. So the balance is trying to figure out ways to help the free-to-play people, but also find ways to help the spenders. And usually what ends up happening, and that's just the way that it works, if they release something that helps everybody, it will generally always benefit the spenders a little bit more. But that's just the way that it works. Like, I get what you're saying. I don't know. I got really, really upset by how everybody was initially responding. They were like dropping slurs. They were dropping accusations. It was not good. It was not good. And I said during the stream, I was like, we can absolutely express our frustrations, because I was frustrated too. People kept calling me a sellout, but I was frustrated also. It's okay to be frustrated, but we have to communicate those frustrations in a healthy way, in a productive manner. And going into the main tower server and dropping slurs, dropping a bunch of stuff is not the way to do it. Gotta disagree. If someone promises something and doesn't deliver on time, delivering even more later does not make up for the first offense. What was promised to be delivered but wasn't delivered on time? What is there to buy then? I'm ready to buy some keys. Yeah, right. You could buy like 10 keys for like $100. Oh man. Hey, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There have been a couple times where that would actually come in handy. But I don't want to buy keys with that. Or I don't want to spend money on keys. A balanced game should be able to let free-to-play players achieve rank 1 in Legends. That's not how it works, though. What do stones give you? Stones buy you time. The same sentiment as lab speed. The same sentiment as recovery package chance mastery or shatter shards, module labs, all of that. All that stones actually get you is time. They buy you time, right? So there's no way to do a balanced approach that mutually benefits free-to-play and spenders. There's absolutely no way to do that. There are a few ideas that I've seen floating around. Like, one that I think is a really good idea is leaving the utility coin bonus for the Dissonant runs, leaving it at 5 times for tiers 1 through 5. That would allow new players to progress a lot quicker. But even that would also benefit high spenders like people in my shoes that are already way, way late into the game, because we would still be able to, benefit from that 5 times boost. So I don't know, that's kind of what I'm thinking about it. It's like, there's nothing that they could do to just help like free-to-play people that would not also benefit spenders arguably more. The only thing that they could implement, which would actually do the opposite and probably make the high spenders quit, is they could say, hey, if you're finishing at rank 5 or above in Legends and you're basically getting a free stone pack every week from tournaments, you can no longer buy all 5 stone packs in the web store. You can only buy 4 of them, because that's quote unquote unfair. But again, that would just deter those people that are running, like literally allowing the developers to run this game. The problem is the patch notes said the 5 times value, which became a bait and switch when Tech Tree realized that they didn't test adequately. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So my suspicion is that there was a pretty big communication gap. FUDs or whoever it was, they had their vision for what they wanted this drop to look like, and it was not communicated properly, or it was not whatever the word is. It was not heard properly, right? So it's one of those two cases occurred. There was a massive miscommunication, and obviously we all saw how it turned out. It didn't turn out good. But my whole point is, regardless, we're still getting a friggin' ton more coins. So I can't, like, I don't know. Like, I get the frustration, but it has since been addressed. They actually gave us more than what we allegedly were supposed to get at the start. So I don't know. That's just kind of where I feel on it. But everybody's entitled to feel the way that they feel. I don't even care if people are more frustrated than I was at the time. I just think we shouldn't handle it like children. We should handle it like adults. That's where I get frustrated. Because it's like, if you're just going in and cussing out the developers and calling them pieces of crap and all this stuff, what actual good is that going to bring to the table? Absolutely nothing. It's not fair for someone to buy rank 1 and no one else can have the opportunity to get it. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but it is fair. Like, it sucks. I get it, but it is fair. Like, I've spent a lot of money on this game as well, but there are people that have spent way more money than me on this game, and they are way farther than I am. That's the way that it is. But one key thing to understand, this is predominantly a single player game, right? Like, outside of tournaments, this is a solo player game. It is fun to get competitive and stuff, but if you want to be competitive, you have to understand what that means. That means you're competing with people that are spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year on this game. It's not fair that I can't drive a Lamborghini. Yeah. Okay. This is like, oh, no, we can't do it. Miller's, stop me before I start talking about socialism. Anyway, you get the picture. It's like, I don't know. How do I say this without sounding mean? Life isn't fair? I don't know. It's like, people are always going to have advantages. People are always going to have ways that they get ahead, you know? It's part of life. And part of that life also trickles into video games that we all play. This is not like a Call of Duty type game where, yeah, breaking news, life is unfair. Yep. This is not like a ranked game, right? Like, I've been streaming a lot of Overwatch, right? It doesn't matter how much money you spend on the game Overwatch. That does not impact your rank. That is a different type of game. That is a skill versus skill game. The tower is not a skill versus skill game. It's just not. That's not the type of game that this is. Thank you, Christendor. Yeah. I am getting rage baited. I'm getting actively rage baited. But I have to remain self-controlled so that we don't lose monetization on this live stream. I let the poors drive my Lambo all the time. Oh my gosh. I can't even fathom spending 100. Like, how much does a Lamborghini even cost? Like $1 million or something ridiculous? I don't even know. I cannot even fathom buying a freaking Lamborghini. I can't even fathom sitting in a Lamborghini. Do you know how close to the ground those things are? I'd freaking fall over trying to get into the thing. You want a fair game? Buy Skyrim. Don't play a game with microtransactions, lol. Yeah, that's my whole thing, dude. It's like, you know what you're getting into when you start playing this game, right? But the key thing is, don't get tunnel visioned on Legends tournaments. Like, focus on your own tower, making your tower better. Because that will set you apart from the people that are around your same level. That's what you can do. It needs all that oil to run. Yeah, right? No kidding. I've only seen... So, I live in a very small town, right? I've only seen in person one Lamborghini in my entire life. And I'm not going to lie, it was really cool. Like, I'm fully aware I will never have one, but it was really cool to see. You are right, but it's frustrating to play the game nearly 24/7 and not have a chance to ever get keys so I can get the quality of life stuff. Yeah, I definitely get that. So there have been ideas floating that have like kind of gone through translation. I think it would be cool if they implemented some kind of fractional key system that would apply to basically all tournament brackets. So like if I'm in maybe as little as Platinum League, right? If I get rank 4 or above in Platinum or something like that, 15 or above in Platinum, I get like a fraction of a key. And like after getting so many of these fractions, you can turn it into an actual key. Something like that. I don't know. There is some stuff I feel like they could do. But I don't know how hard that would be to like implement. I don't know. I'm not a game developer. I just play video games. I don't know what the heck goes into this, but thank you for bringing the temperature down. I think that's super important so the actual issues can be addressed. Not even just from a keys perspective. It's frustrating to be stagnant in tournaments so long. Yeah, dude. I mean, let me just take a look at Spartan Jr. right now. Like, we just got to champions for the first time ever. But look at all of this. Look at it. We have been stuck around Platinum since December of last year. So that's 4 months, basically, of being stuck in Platinum. And we're still stuck in Platinum, right? As soon as I do this tournament, I'm going to get booted back down. So I can expect to be stuck in Platinum for probably another, like, 3 months at a bare minimum. That's obviously without spending. If I was buying stone packs, that would buy me time, which would then mean I would get to stay in champions sooner, get to legends sooner, etc. But that's the way that it works. I don't know what to tell you, you know? It's like, I know it's frustrating, but that's just the way that it works. Like, nobody's forcing you to play a video game. If it frustrates you to that point, then maybe you shouldn't be playing it, you know? But that's why I always encourage people, especially free-to-play people. I'm like, don't compare your tower to other people's towers. Don't get tunnel visioned on the competitive nature of tournaments, which only happen twice a week, right? You spend most of this game doing farming runs, doing milestone runs, now doing Dissonant runs. This is mostly a single-player game. Yes, Pyro. Unfortunately, you will not be able to snipe Baby Spartan next tournament. I've been stuck in Legends since I stopped buying packs. What a grind. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's just, I don't know. Like, I get the frustration, but at the same time, you have to understand the nature of the game that you're playing. This is a very, very niched game already in terms of the, like, player base playing it. Very specific types of people play this song. Great song. Yes, it is, Millers. This is a W song. Let's see. In my opinion, this update is so good, even if I'm still farming tier 1. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Was the update release handled well? Absolutely not. I think we can all agree on that. Do you still advise getting recovery package chance mastery even if I can't afford the lab? So here's the thing. I think my opinion on this might actually change. I think the best first mastery given version 28 with the disco runs, dissonant runs, whatever people are wanting to call them nowadays, I think it now would either be probably Wave Accelerator first, and then Intro Sprint would be pretty close behind. Hey! Thank you, TKP.
TKP 570 super chatted $5. I've been telling my coworker to start playing to watch your channel.
Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it. Yeah, the more the merrier. Tell your coworker to join the Discord too. We're very close to 5,000 members in the server. But I don't know. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm just going to level with you. Since the drop of V28 with all of the tension, it's been really disheartening. Especially seeing when a lot of that... I have seen some of the hate filter into like our community, which I do not like. Because we have really tried to build a good community here. We tried to build a positive community of like-minded people who like playing this game as much as I do. That's the Discord server. That's the YouTube channel. So starting to see more and more of this negative energy, I am not for it. I really do not like it. And it kind of scares me a little bit. Because the main tower server is notoriously known for being a lot more toxic, just because obviously the more people you get, the more toxic places get. That's just the way that it works. But it's really disheartening. Like, why can't we focus on the positives? Like, I have almost tripled my coin multiplier. Even after the so-called nerf, whatever, right? Even so, I have almost tripled my coin multiplier. So why aren't we focusing on the positive stuff? That's all I'm saying.
At its_Mr. Clean super chatted $2. Here's some worthless Canadian beaver pelt.
Mr. Clean, here's some worthless... That's a new one. So, I think the first time you ever super chatted, you actually just said like a nice message, but over time it progressively got more what's the word? Just more crazy. It was like, here's some useless Canadian dollars. And now it's just degraded even farther. Here's some worthless Canadian beaver pelt. Thank you, Mr. Clean. I really appreciate the continued support. Yeah, I don't know, man. You really think Intro Sprint and Wave Excel would be better at base level compared to RPC? I think Wave Excel could definitely be. I don't think Intro Sprint would be better unless you can lab it. RPC is still going to be... So there are two branches of the same tree, but they're both on opposite sides, right? Wave Accelerator, Intro Sprint. This will give you very... Well, not as much Intro Sprint, but Wave Excel will give you immediate return in terms of coins. RPC is the longer term play. It is the... I don't know, if Wave Accelerator is a type of tree that gets planted right next to Recovery Package Chance, which is a different type of tree. Recovery Package Chance is a type of tree that over time gets bigger, but eventually gets way, way taller than the other tree. The Wave Accelerator tree starts growing pretty quick, but at a certain point gets overtaken by the RPC tree. That's a good analogy. I'm going to pocket that. I'm going to keep that for later. To be fair, the Canadian Prime Minister is Guys, we're not talking about politics. No politics are allowed in Spartan streams going forward. We are here to talk about the tower. This update has gotten me really close to feeling comfortable to unlock the wall finally. Nice. Yeah. I think it's going to speed up a lot of the early game progression. It really is. Just literally the echo boost and the like boost for the tier that you're farming. Both of those things alone are really going to boost people. So that's why I'm like, people are complaining about, oh, the rich get richer and there's no catch-up mechanics. Bro, this is a catch-up mechanic. But to my point earlier, the whales, the people that have already played this game for years, they're going to see more benefit from this mechanic. That's why I'm saying it's virtually impossible to do a true catch-up mechanic that just impacts people below a certain lifetime coins. and doesn't also impact at a greater degree the people that have been playing this game for years. It's like there's nothing they could do that could do that. That's what I'm saying. A wise man once told me to keep playing version 27, as I haven't finished it yet. So I'm going to go intro sprint and wave accelerator before getting RPC mastery. Let's go. I wonder who that wise person was, Pyro. It should get new players out of tier 1 quicker. I think it's a good update. Before, you would spend months in tier 1. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Whales are why free-to-play is even a thing. That's what I'm saying, dude. People are so mad because people spend money on a video game. But if people didn't spend money on this video game, the game wouldn't exist because the company wouldn't exist. And then they couldn't afford to keep the game running. Ugh. Anyway, sorry. I want your thought on the module ticket. Since that we get our gyms being stretched thin with this new catch-up mechanic, could module tickets make a comeback? I think it would be cool if they implemented module tickets again, because it's already a mechanic. It is coded into the game. As soon as you unlock modules, you get, what is it, like 10 tickets? Or you get enough to do like a 10 pull for modules, right? So I think it's 10 tickets. And you're guaranteed an epic in your first 10 pull. I think it would be pretty cool to add some stuff. I wonder why you should even catch up to players who have played for years, invested more money, more time, and mostly have a better understanding of the game. Why should catch up easy? Why should people be able to catch up easily? That's another good point. And that's why I said the developers, people get so pissed off at the developers for quote unquote, just catering to the whales, just catering to the people that have played this game since it came out. Well, put yourself in their shoes. If you were the owner of the Tower Idle Tower Defense, who would you want to cater an update towards? Obviously, new players are important. New players are really important. But it's like there's some seniority. You get what I'm saying? There are people who have, you know, they've been here. They've been here. They've continuously shown support. They've been here. So you're going to want to cater to those people. If you're running the business, that makes sense. You keep saying developers instead of FUDs. I mean, it is the developers. Like, FUDs owns the game. He owns the company, whatever. But at the end of the day, the developers are seeing out his vision, and that is his vision. I think you got to try and balance new and old players, but almost impossible to do both. Yeah, exactly. That's my point, because you can't. And if you do it too much, if you implement a mechanic that just lets free-to-play people, boom, now you can suddenly get rank 1 in Legends. All that's going to do is make the people who have spent time, years, money on the game to get where they were, all that's going to do is make them quit, because why would I keep playing? I put all of the skin in the game, and I'm getting beat out by people who haven't put a dime in. So it would not be a good thing. Is it worth hitting wave 1800 on each tier first, or go ahead and go for 5k waves? Honestly, dude, I think it's probably best to just go for 5k, especially for the utility. So whenever the update first dropped and it was a 5x boost, I did try first to just intro sprint and get as many 5Ks as possible, or sorry, as many 1800s as possible. Because I could do an intro sprint run in, 20 minutes. But I think it's overall better to just go for the higher multiplier, especially for the utility, now that it's been reduced to 3. I think that that's way, way, way better. These long-term players saw a lot of crap and they're still here. Yeah. Why should you ruin the game for them to make it easy for new players who outrage and leave after one bad patch? Yes. Oh my gosh. Yo. I need to get in a Discord call with this dude. Holy crap. Very, very well said. Yeah, it's like if you're running a general store and you see old lady Miss Francis, she has been a customer for, 20 plus years, coming to this store every week to get her groceries. And then you see some punk kid standing in the line behind her with his like 2 items, and he's pissed off because Miss Francis is getting all of her stuff checked out first. That would be like the cashier being like, "Okay, sorry, Miss Francis, you need to step aside and we can let this punk kid come in." No, that's dumb. Miss Francis matters too, okay, everybody? She's a nice old lady. Let her get her freaking... Oh gosh, what are those like caramel... What are those caramel candies that all old people eat? It's like the sugar-free caramel candies, like the hard candies. What are those called? Oh my gosh, that's gonna bother me. What are those? What? My freaking grandma had those growing up. What the freaking heck are those called? They're those like really hard, kind of gross caramel candies. If I'm running a company, as soon as I'm only supported by the whales, it's time for me to sell the game and move on. Only whales capture players to an ever-shrinking base, which eventually vanishes. Yeah, and that's why you can't just cater to the whales. Oh yeah, that is it. That is it. Yeah, the Werther's original. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. God, that was annoying me. I could not remember what those were called, but those things are freaking nasty. And I remember I'd go to my grandma's house growing up, and she would give me those stupid caramel candies, and they're so gross. But she would eat like 1,000 of them. Like in a day. She would just eat 1,000 of them. Look at all the people in chat. Yeah. So Grand Pong, I totally see. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. That's why it's such a balancing act, and why instead of getting frustrated with the developers and, cursing at them, we should maybe throw out some ideas. Throw out some ideas that they can maybe run off with, If you have a catch-up mechanic idea, let them know. If you have something that you think would be beneficial, let them know. You're bad-mouthing Grammy? Riot. Yeah, exactly. Spartan the caramel hater. Well, you had the sugar-free ones, so yeah, they are bad. The real ones are great. Oh, man. That punk kid will still be buying decades from now. How many more years does Miss Francis have? Oh, my gosh. Okay, maybe...
At Antonio Weezar 9,788 super chatted $5. Do you know if summon ship coin boost help in utility disco runs? Also Spartan live FTW.
Let's go. Thank you for the $5. Don't use summon. Don't use summon. I wouldn't do it. Unless you're in a tier that like if I'm farming tier 18 right now. If I go and do tier 1 through probably 8, I would probably be more than fine using summon just for the more enemies to get more coins. But if I'm doing the utility runs, summon does absolutely nothing. Like, literally nothing. Oh my god. Graham, that was actually a freaking hilarious comment. How many more years does Miss Francis have? There's probably some hypothetical old lady named Miss Francis somewhere that's just sitting in her recliner right now watching a Spartan stream and eating her Werther's original. Oh, man. Old people are so nice. One of the biggest things that pisses me off, actually, like in real life, is when people are disrespectful and mean to old people. Oh, it irks me beyond. Oh, it makes me so angry. When people are like blatantly rude and disrespectful to elderly people, it makes me want to go and do things that would probably get me arrested. What people also forget, if you don't have whales that actually can reach the end game, people never have the vision of end game and never know what they can do or what they gonna want to get. Yeah. Is the punk kid annoyed at old Miss Francis because she's buying Werther's originals? I don't know, dude. I mean, as long as they're not the sugar-free ones. Those things are gross. Or when they are disrespectful to elderly that like Werther's. Yeah, exactly. Spartan, the John Wick of elders. Granny Francis did not tune in for this. Not every old person is nice, though. Yeah, if you're encountering, like, you know, old Ronald McDonald, who's sitting on his porch and he's like, hey, you kids, quit playing outside. You're disturbing my peace. It's like, okay. But if it's some old person just minding their own business, like walking upstairs or something, or, you know, just walking in general, and then the person behind the old person, like, rolls their eyes, oh, it irks me. It irks me so much. It's like, friggin' Granny's trying her best, okay? She's got her little cane with the little tennis balls on the bottom of it. She's doing her best, okay? Instead of rolling your eyes at her and, you know, scoffing, you should be cheering her on. You should say, go, Granny, go. Anyway, what the actual heck has this stream turned into? We're supposed to be doing a tower Q&A. So how many gems are you guys saving on Spartan, or saving per week to spend on relics? Good question. So me personally, probably on both of my accounts, I'm likely not going to get a relic. I'm probably 100% not going to buy all of them, right? If there's a coin relic, if there's a lab speed relic, obviously that is a no-brainer. And then if there's something that you think will benefit you in the short term, you can get that as well. If you're EHP, that would probably look like a health regen, a tower health, something like that. If you're glass cannon, a crit factor, a tower damage, a damage per meter, you know, different things like that. But if it's, you know, you also have to balance, where am I currently at? Where am I at with my card upgrades? Where am I at with my card slots? Where am I at with my modules? You have to consider all of these different things, right? So I still think balance is going to be a good approach. However, if somehow the off chance you have one of these weeks of relics, you get 2 back-to-back, like, you know, 2 back-to-back coin relics, and then 2 back-to-back lab speed relics. Yeah, sorry modules, sorry cards, you're going to have to wait a week. That's kind of my thought process. I'm a simple tower. I see a relic and I buy it. How much you want to bet they bust out the defense absolute relic? Oh my gosh, tags, don't wish that upon us. Hi Spartan, if I don't buy stone packs, how can I use code 300? You do make a good point. You do make a good point. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. Okay, I gotta show you guys something. This will definitely help the tension. Miller's just sent me this. This is going to be me when I'm an old person. Just by the way, this is 100% going to be me. Get off of my lawn. Throw in a cigar, and then just friggin' spray some teenagers down with water. This is 1000% going to be me. Ironic. I spent my whole life respecting old people just to become an old grumpy fart. Code 300 would work for the event and milestone packs. She seems lovely. Oh my gosh. Poor Miss Francis, dude. Spartan, what is your disco progress on Spartan Jr.? Our accounts are pretty similar. So, honestly, Spartan Jr., I'm kind of just knocking out utility runs. I'm doing the opposite of what I should be doing, but I don't care. I'm just doing them. It's fine. But I'm just doing as many 5,000s as I can on utility. And then I'm going to go and try to buff up my damage stuff so that I can buff up my defense stuff. Because you can see right here, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And this is why my guide says that I will be producing. Spoiler alert. The guide says start with your weakest category. In this case, my weakest category is damage and ultimate weapon. The reason you do that is because I can't even get 5,000 waves in tier 1 without health. So I'm not even benefiting from these tiny little multipliers. If that makes sense. But yeah, that's kind of what we have going on. I bet you old Miss Francis uses code 300. You know she does. You know she does. She's wise beyond her years. God. Code 300 is about to see a spike in inactivity. Hopefully not. Can I ask how did you get the 900 jump in tournament in your Smurf tower? I think this was just battle conditions, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it was just battle conditions. Because I had a run previously, like 5 or 6 runs down, where I got like 1,700 waves. So the biggest issue with EHP is your tournaments heavily are dictated by battle conditions in terms of the amount of waves that you get. It's a little bit different with Glass Cannon. I've noticed Glass Cannon players, especially like higher up in Legends, they seem to have a lot more consistent tournament performance regardless of battle conditions than EHP players. Like Bonsai Lad, he's a perfect example. There was one day we were in Discord together and we were both just looking at our tournament history. Mine was, at the very bottom, like 1,100 waves, slowly going up over time, all the way at the top, maybe like 1,300 waves, 1,400 waves. But the point is, they were all within about 100 to 200 waves of each other. When I looked at Bonsai's tower, his history, it was very interesting. Because Bonsai would have one run where he got like 2,200 waves, something crazy, right? And then the very next tournament, he got like 1,000, like literally cut the waves in half. So that's a big thing, is just the consistency. That's why one of the reasons I really enjoy Glass Cannon. It's just, I kind of know what to expect plus or minus, but EHP seems to be pretty sporadic, which is fine. It's kind of like investing in crypto versus like investing in the S&P 500. It's like, maybe one day you'll go to the moon, but then the very next day you could go, all the way down to the dirt. Versus like the S&P 500, it's boring, it's conventional, but it is reliable and it's consistent. I don't know. That might be a hot take.
That is massive.
You should see how Miss Francis wields that walker when she's attacked. Oh my gosh. But yeah, guys, I don't know. I know that tensions are still high with this update, but I want to selfishly ask that we try to keep everything positive, okay? Like, if you want to take the negative energy somewhere, take it to the main tower Discord. There's already a ton of it anyway. Take it there, but leave it out of, like, our server, and preferably leave it out of, like, comments, chat, all of that. Again, there's nothing wrong with like expressing frustration. I was frustrated as well. It's annoying when you seemingly have similar things happen every update, right? Version 27, there was a couple similar things. Like featured banners, there was a lot of frustration around those. There was frustration around fetch. But guess what? Regardless, we're still at a net positive. So I would just encourage you guys to try to keep your head up, even when you're frustrated. I don't know. When you make a new tower series, Granny Spartan. Okay, so I got the perfect idea for this. I start a granny tower and I call my mom because my mom is a granny. And I just tell her, she picks my ultimate weapons. She picks my modules for my farming setup. I don't know. My mom picks everything because she's a granny. She's kind of old. I support the Granny Spartan idea. Oh my gosh, you guys are crazy. Had to do it, but look at private messages. Okay, I got you. 1 second. Oh my god, Millers. What? Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, hold on. I gotta resize this so that you guys can appreciate this. I'm just gonna let this sit here. This is gonna be me. Whoops. This is gonna be me when I'm an old fart. And this is gonna be all of you guys. Oh my god, what is wrong with this dude's eyes? There's a, like, baby Spartan dude right there, I guess. God, AI is scuffed. I look pretty cool, though. Oh man, she picks smart missiles first. Cooked. Oh boy. Yeah, actually, maybe this is a bad idea. Spartan defending the whales, lol. Yeah. I don't just defend the whales, I also defend the free-to-play people as well. I'm just pointing out that there's no way to implement a catch-up mechanic that does not also benefit the whales. It makes the quality of life a lot better for those new players to ideally... The hope is, from the developer's perspective, that they continue to play the game, right? That's the hope. Okay, it'll be you, except the tail will be drooping, lol. Yeah, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's been really disheartening seeing all of the negativity throughout the community. We've seen it in our server. Obviously, we've seen it even in the live chats. I've seen a whole bunch of comments, and it's just really disheartening. I was referring to the shields and... Oh, yeah, the stone shields. Oh, boy. Anyway, guys, what time is it? Ooh, okay, I need to go. I have... Guys, wish me luck. My wife and I, we're going to go to a first-time home buyers class. It's like a seminar thing, kind of class, where there's going to be mortgage lenders. There's going to be, obviously, realtors, because they're trying to sell us on getting a buyer's agreement, but I'm not going to. But anyway, the point is, I'm going to go try to learn how to buy a house in 2026 on a single family income. So wish me luck, everybody. That's going to be a wrap for today. I guess I will close out the stream, and I'm actually going to play the same song that we started with, just so that you guys can hear it. I think this is going to be the new outro song, so let me know what you guys think of it. But anyway, keep the spirits high. I'm sorry everybody's frustrated. It makes me sad because I love this game. I don't want people to be frustrated. I make videos about this game. And anyway, I would just encourage all of you guys to keep your heads up. Try to stay positive. Try to look at the good in everything. And not just in the tower, but in your life. Like, the world is crazy right now, but try to not focus on the bad. Try to focus on the good. That's all I would say. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, please. Pretty please. We are so close to 10,000, guys. Anybody? We are so close. Oh my gosh, we are so close. I can almost taste it. But anyway, that's going to be a wrap. That's all I got. Leave a like on your way out. And that's going to conclude the stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. And like always, I will see you guys later.
Jack going crazy. Climbing the tower, hands getting shaky. Link below, you already know. Type that code in, then we go, then we go. So pulled up, heart so racing. One more run, we're all waiting. Hit that sharp screen, do it for the team. Lock it in, hear the whole squad sing. Create a code, 300. Thought we'd let the love hit. We winning, everyone know it. 300, yeah, we all run it. Spartan in the tower, we find it. Every drop, every win, we've done it. Say it loud so the whole world hears it. Use the code 300. Use the code 300. New stream, roll call, screens glow blue. Same crew, same hall, clutch on the last floor. Voice getting rough, use that code, fam. Can't thank you enough. Stacking floors up, hearts so racing. One more run, we're all waiting. Hit that sharp screen, do it for the team. Lock it in, hear the whole squad scream. Create a code, 300. Throw it in, let the love hit. We winning, everyone know it. 300, yeah, we all run it. Spartan in the tower, we fund it. Every drop, every win, we've done it. Say it loud so the whole world hears it. Use the code 300. Code 300. Code 300. 300. Code 300. Code 300. From the lobby to the last floor, same name that we ride for. 3 digits on the high score. 300, we want more. Create a code, 300. Drop it in, let the love hit. We winning, everyone know it. 300, yeah, we all run it. Spartan in the tower, we fund it. Every drop, every skin, we done it. Spell on the chat, let the whole feed hear it. Create a code, code 300. 300. Use the code 300. Still growing. 300.